Hello, today I have a different sort of toolbox tour for you. An old carpentry toolbox that I use quite a bit. I'm going to call it a Dutch toolbox. And why I'm going to call that is simply because my grandfather, who was an immigrant here to the United States in around 1900, 1910, utilized this particular box right here. And my father built himself a box which is just the same. A little bit different, you see a little bit different construction, but more or less the same thing. And we're going to go through this and let you know what's going on. Basically, I'm going to call things doodads and thingamajigs because some of the stuff I don't know what it is. The main point about this whole situation on having this toolbox is that even if the power goes out, I will have the ability to be able to do random stuff around the house and actually build things. See, what they used to do when my father was younger, with my grandfathers, they used to build houses. They were farmers and they built houses. So they actually used these particular toolboxes to build houses. So let's dive right on in. Go ahead and get yourself a bag of popcorn popping and a beverage ready to go, a nice frothy beverage, because we're getting ready to jump right on in. Alright, it opens up just like this. Let's start with the fun part, the saws. I've used this saw quite a bit ever since I was a little kid. Gotta do it. Can you hear that? Gotta do that. So different size tooth saws here. Some are sharper than others. As I've said, I've used quite a bit of these over time. Another saw here as well. Very handy. Very handy. All right, let's jump on in here to the side drawers here. All kinds of goodies. Pencils, log markers, pick, all kinds of goodies, all kinds of picks. Nice little drill bit here, another paddle bit hanging out. Nice little fancy screwdriver here that clicks. Ooh, look at that old school clicky screwdriver. You gotta love that. Some random stuff, some more drill bits, other doodads and doohickeys. Some sort of something you can put into the drill piece itself that I don't have with me. Custom glass, little doohickeys and doodads, a little screwdriver. Let's see if that thing even works. Yep, another ratcheting screwdriver. Look at that. Old school tools here. Some white wax tape. Another doodad. I guess you can drill a little starter hole with this when you're trying to start a screw or a nail. And just a whole bunch of other junk down inside of here. Let's see what else we can come up with without being cut up. File. Oh, look at that. Another piece you can put into a drill. That looks like that's about it inside of here. That's some pretty handy stuff there. Let's go inside of this other drawer right over here. Some really old school drill bits. I do not have the drill here with me. It's in a different shop. As you can see, this is adjustable. You can adjust it in different ways as far as how big your hole wants to be, or how big of a hole you want to have, actually. Another thing here, another old school paddle bit. That's pretty interesting there. You can actually see your markings and where you can adjust as far as the size of your hole. That's pretty cool there. And a whole lot more drill bits down here as well, as far as for the drill that I don't have. It's more like a speed wrench, an old school speed wrench. It has a handle. You can go with this motion as far as with the drill bits themselves. Get these out of here. Some more pencils, good for marking stuff. Punch, so you can once again make yourself an indentation for a screw, drill, whatever you need. And just a whole pile of drill bits down inside of here. You're gonna find we're gonna see more of these as well. And digging down in here some more, I see nothing really too fancy. Probably for a skill saw, something of that nature. Pull a string, that way you can make yourself a nice straight line and do what you gotta do. Chalk box. Oh yeah, gotta have plenty of these. Keep it full of chalk too, lots of chalk. Stud finder. I wouldn't buy this one, it doesn't work too good. You're better off tapping on the wall trying to figure out where the studs are. But it's in here. Some more drill bits here. Some big ones for some big long holes. Chisel. Another really cool drill bit in here. Really nice one there. Knife. Here's a pretty cool level. I've actually used this a little bit here and there. It comes in handy. I don't know how accurate this is, however. Pretty skinny. I don't know, what do you call it, about 6 inches? That's what she said, 6 inches? Probably something like that. And some old wire and stuff. Who wants to see that? Another handy doodad. Oh, it's a measuring device. Now, that's pretty cool. Very interesting. Very hard to see any of the numbers and lettering and tick marks on that, that's for sure. Teflon tape, everybody knows what that's all about. Some of these particular doodads, thingamajigs, you can plug into your light socket. Looks like these could actually work on some sort of power tools. Not a whole lot of modern day stuff, but some stuff still has that ability without the ground plug. So it's still usable. If the power's on, that is. I have no idea. This is some sort of thread, some sort of depth gauge of some sort that you can use to do some sort of measurements there. I'm not too sure what that has to do with. And just some more knives and whatnot, some wood putty, nothing really too much in there. Nice old hatchet. Ooh, you can see it's been used quite a bit. Very handy for deer too. Very handy. Would the cameraman agree?
Yes.
Oh yes. Drywall saw, still pretty sharp, works pretty good. Hand planer. I've never actually had to use this portion at all, but it's in here in case I ever need to hand plane something down. 10 snips. Some old beefy 10 snips there. Always got to have your claw hammer ready to rock and roll. A little bit of electrical tape on there always helps out too, right? Siding puller. This part you can actually get away pretty good with just using a screwdriver and your fingers. It's not really been too handy, but keep it in here just in case I need it. Another drywall saw. Swanson Speed Square. These things are really handy. I highly recommend having these inside your toolbox. Another chalk box. Tape measure. Always got to have a tape measure if you want to do something. Especially if you want to do a little metric. Which we usually don't do too much around here. Chisels right down here. Quite a few different varieties of chisels. That way you can do all kinds of stuff. You're building a log cabin. You can make yourself electrical boxes in your logs, which I've actually had to do before helping a buddy build one of his houses. Nice and sharp. They will cut you. Always keep those chisels nice and sharp. Load of paddle bits here. All different sizes and varieties. Been used quite a bit, but they're still working pretty good. Nail puller. This is handy. I've been using this. This has been used for years and years and years. I don't even know how old this thing is, but it's still, you can still hammer it in and get some nails out for sure. Just give it the old, what do you call it, tappy tap tap. Shout out to AVE there. If you haven't checked out AVE's channel, check it out. He has a lot of cool stuff on his channel. This right here is for, I can't remember the name for it. We'll call them pins right now, for lack of a better term. Pretty nifty little hammer. I guess this is more like for leather working, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. Little trowel here. As you can see, it's been used quite a bit as well. Trowel for doing tile work, anything like that. Wedge. Gotta have a wedge. But if it's not square, you just wedge it up, right? Hook knife for carpet and whatnot. Now here we go, here's a treat. Here's a little old-timey screwdriver. I said this probably has to do with the bits that we had earlier. Yep, sure enough, the bits fit right on in there. Right now it's got a flathead in it. You can adjust the way it actually turns as far as which way you want to go. Yeah, if I can get it to work, it's been a while. But anyway, you get the point. And also hear the ratcheting noise. I don't know if you can hear that. What a satisfying sound. I've actually used that quite a bit too, just for the fun of it. Another square. Always can't have enough squares sitting around because get a bunch of guys working on a site. Another old drill. Let's see if this one's acting pretty smooth. Let's see if we can actually get it to change direction. This one might only be in only. I love these things. It's really cool to have that style of vintage of tools laying around. And a saw blade. More tin snips. Cable ties. Duct tape and cable ties, you can fix anything. Another chalk box. This one has red chalk as opposed to blue as all the others. Another drill bit. Let's see here, what do we have down here? We're getting down to the end. So I hope you've gotten your frothy beverage nice and figured out. Nice and consumed by this point in time. Here's a pretty cool chisel I've used quite a bit. This is great for pulling up flooring, all kinds of stuff. Just smack it with a hammer and it works out great. Let's see here. And yet another totally awesome screwdriver. I have a feeling this is going to work right. Yes. Yes. Counterclockwise operation. Clockwise operation. Then you can actually lock it into place if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time since I've been through this toolbox, guys, so don't mind me. You can lock it in and turn it however you want to turn it. Gotta listen to that. Oh yeah. That sounds so good. Alright, we're down here at the bottom now. There's one last thing in here that really matters as far as having your own stuff. Besides another square. Like I said, you can never have enough squares in your carpentry box to help people out. And here's the best thing ever. Plumb bob. I know all you guys nowadays use lasers and whatnot, but look at this bad boy. If you want to make sure you're putting something right in order vertically, that's all you got to do. Mount it up and plumb bob. Plumb bob. That's interesting. Interesting the way that's called. If you have a better idea of what it's called, then please put that down in the description in the bottom. I'd like for y'all to have a wonderful time of it talking about it. Well, guys, that's just about it. Just kind of wanted to show you guys my vintage toolbox. Like I said, I use this stuff quite a bit. It's very handy to have. Like I said, if the power goes out, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do one way or another. Like I said, there are a few parts missing out here. The drill that actually has the speed wrench style piece to that, and also the box. That way you can cut different angles. It's a box made up with different angles, or you can cut different angles for 2x4s and whatnot. That's not here either, but also it wouldn't fit in here either way. Well, once again, thank y'all for watching. Hope this was enjoyable. Share it with your friends if you did like it. And y'all have a wonderful evening.